Dawn, I know defense has been kind of the calling card all season. That's really what kind of set the tone in the first quarter there. What did you see from them on film that lets you know that you'd be able to get after them the way you did so early?
Well, I saw their length on film, and so we just try to combat what gives length problems, and that's speed, and we have that. So we wanted to make sure that we were disruptive and not allow their height to be an advantage for them. If they're able to look you over, they have very good court vision. They're unselfish, but if you can get in them a little bit, maybe you can turn them over. Maybe you can speed them up and make them play a little bit faster than they want to play. But when they're able to just run their set smoothly, they're a hard team to beat.
Josh.
First of all, how's Aaliyah?
Aaliyah's good. Aaliyah's good. If it was a national championship game, she probably would have come back and played.
Okay. And in the third quarter, Destiny scored 9 points in the single quarter. What did that say just about her performance in that quarter? And obviously, we talked all week about how tall Tennessee is and how lengthy. What does it say about her that she's the shortest one on the court and she was able to do that?
Well, it's her birthday today, so she was able to, and we are, we've won all the games on birthdays, so, we were in tune with that. But Destiny, she's been playing great. She's been very, very aggressive when she has the ball in her hand, and she was that today. I thought she scored some. She dished to, some post players. She's just playing some of her better basketball right now, so we got to keep that going.
Yeah, just to go back to Aaliyah for a sec, was that an ankle thing or a knee?
Something down there.
Something down there?
Yeah, something
okay.
down, foot, ankle, that area.
Okay. And then Zaya put up a lot of points in the first and the fourth quarter, maybe a little bit of issues there in the second and third. What did you see from her to have a good as day as she did?
Well, I saw Zaya being aggressive, and I saw Ty probably pushed her towards being more aggressive, which was good. I mean, she went to a lot in transition. She gave her the ball when she was open, and Zai shot fluidly and in rhythm. And then, I thought Zai probably rushed a few things in the third quarter. So we sat her down a little bit, talked to her a little bit, and, by the time that we were ready for her to go back into the fourth quarter, I think she can, see the game a lot differently once she takes a seat and sees what the defense is doing out there. And she came back and redeemed herself.
Coach, you've played a lot of top teams this year. Before this game, you said this was a matchup unlike any other you've seen this season in regards to their length. Just how impressed were you by your team's ability to stay aggressive and not be timid at any point throughout the game in terms of dealing with that length and physicality from Tennessee?
We had 2 great prep days. We knew they would probably play a little bit more zone than we were used to, utilizing their length. They play this buzz type of zone, as well, where they just pick you up at half court and, try to speed you up. So I thought we were really prepared for that. So our players didn't flinch with any adjustments that they made because of the preparation that we had.
Dawn, Ty and Kiki, they've gone through this before in terms of just having the consistent success, 15 straight wins. But what's the message you tell to some of the younger girls who haven't gone through this in terms of just being able to stay focused, knowing that it's only going to get tougher from here on out?
Yeah, what I tell our women is that, we have to respect every opponent. Like we played Mississippi, and, obviously, it was a lopsided win, but we're not really looking at the score. We're looking at execution, because if we're able to execute on both sides of the ball, the score will take care of itself. So we want to work on creating very good habits. And I thought today was a step in the right direction for us to continue that in a broader sense.
On this side of Pete.
Dawn, we hear from coaches all the time the toughest thing for high school prospects to pick up in college is defense. Yet you guys, as young as you are, seem locked in more and more game after game. Why do you think your guys have been able to pick up your defensive strategy?
They're competitors. We were super lucky to get the best recruiting class in the country. And that wasn't because I was the Olympic coach, because I think it was an article out there that said that. That was because of our assistant coaches' hard work and ensuring that we forge relationships with everybody that's associated with our recruiting class. They're just super competitive young ladies that have played basketball at the highest level, and they don't like losing. Simple.
Go ahead.
Your team was able to limit turnovers with just 6 today, and also being able to force turnovers on defense with 28 points on turnovers. Just how crucial was it to win the turnover battle?
Huge. It was huge for us to speed the game up, to allow our guards to get up and down the floor. I thought we just did a really good job at just disrupting and forcing them to play a little bit quicker than they wanted to play. And sometimes that turnover led to a dead ball situation, and sometimes it was a live ball turnover where we convert on the other end and transition.
David.
Dawn, today was the ninth conference game. Now that you're in the back stretch, do you start to look at standings and tiebreakers and everything, or is it just next game and then see where you are at the end?
I mean, I'm looking at it. You know, obviously we thought this was a really big game. We didn't really pass that down to our players. I mean, it's pressure enough for them to come out and continue to play the way that they have. But for us, I mean, you got to continue to jockey. You know, there are, teams in which, one loss, the picture looks a lot different than what it is today. So we just have to really continue on working on just creating those habits.
In the back to Joe.
Coach, you've played some teams with some formidable bigs inside, but today Boston really faced a challenge and really had to fight for every inch inside. Just what did you see from Boston and her ability to handle that matchup throughout the game?
I thought she handled things well, and considering we didn't get her the ball enough in the first, second quarter, she continued to impose her will, just creating space for us, occupying space and occupying defense, and then we just made it a point to get her the ball, especially in the third quarter. She just fought through it. She's not. She loves challenges, so she rises to the challenge. I thought she did a great job of just sticking with things when she wasn't getting the ball.
Mike? Oh, sorry.
Coach, as you alluded to, I mean, sometimes it's easy to get caught up with the score, especially from the fans' perspective or the media as well. But what are some of the things that you think this team needs to do in order to be able to get over that hump so that as the season continues to go on, you guys can take that next step?
I mean, if we can make layups, if we could just make layups, I think we're going to be in a better place. I mean, wide open layups, so we can take advantage of probably 80% of having an advantage in transition offense. If we can just do that, because for me, those are routine plays. Like, you should convert. I don't know what our conversion rate is, but it's not at a high level like the opportunities that we're getting. So that, I think at times we got to get better at recognizing just, plays in which are repetitive. Like, tonight they kept running a reject screen for Davis, and she kept getting shots on the baseline where she really loves. So we got to turn those things down, and we got to recognize them a lot sooner, so people aren't getting to their sweet spot. If they can beat us outside of their sweet spot, what can you do? You can keep making adjustments, but when people are in a groove in their comfort areas, everybody else is comfortable, so it sets you up to where your defense isn't doing what it's supposed to do.
Anything else for Coach? Thank you all.
Thank you.